Shalom, shalom. Before I get started, I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Harakak Wadash, and double honors to the elder apostles, great millstone, rule and teach well, and honors and salutations to the men of the Lord doing the same and teaching the same. All right, the title of this lesson will be The Lake of Fire Will Be on the Earth. Okay, the Lake of Fire will be on the earth. All right, and the Lake of Fire is how Babylon the Great America is going to look from outer space, so to speak, above the firmament. Okay. All right. So and the reason why I'm doing the sit down, because you still got Christians pushing that hell doctrine. You still got Hebrew Israelites pushing that false hell doctrine. All right. So us as we got to defend the gospel, okay, and just continue to teach the 100% truth, okay, and only the elect is going to take heed to the 100% truth. All right, and the rest that's meant to be deceived, they're going to get deceived. Okay, excuse me. All right, so it says I'm gonna start off with this precept. All right, and the lake of fire is simply Babylon the Great America getting hit with nuclear missiles. Okay, and if you never watched the simulation of nuclear missiles basically turn concrete into lava, and metal into molten lava, liquid. Okay, so nuclear missiles are they're recorded as being hotter than the sun. Okay, at the initial explosion of a nuclear missile, they're supposed to be like multiple times hotter than the sun. Okay, and they reduce. Like I said, if you go watch a simulation, you'll understand. But yeah, like it turns rocks, metals, etc. into like molten lava, liquid. Okay. And John the Revelator, he was describing to the best of his ability using the terminology that they had back then, to explain and write down the visions, all right, that he was getting of the future. Okay. And we're at the end of the end. Okay, we're at the end of the end. Okay. And we're in the time period in this lifetime, the mark of the beast, the RFID chip, all right, is about to be made mandatory and forced on humanity. Okay, so we understand once that happened, after that the nuclear missiles come. Okay, and Lord willing, I get that precept. Okay, but first I'm gonna go over these precepts that prove, because Christians don't want to believe, and you got certain Hebrew Israelite, certain Hebrew Israelites that don't teach about the coming destruction. They don't want to talk about it or think about it. The coming destruction. Okay, and yeah, they don't prophesy. You got Hebrew Israelites, and they know who they are, the false prophets. They don't prophesy. Okay, beginning with the elder apostles, great millstone, down to least of us, we're the only ones that prophesy. Okay, that push the 100% truth. All right, the spirit of the Lord is the spirit of prophecy, like the scripture says in Revelation 19. Okay, and people see it coming. Beginning with the elder apostles, great millstone, been saying that World War III, the Battle of Armageddon is coming. Okay, it will happen, and now people see it's closer than ever, and it's going down. Like, it's not turning around, it's speeding up. And everybody and their mama trying to, basically trying to be a whistleblower now. All right. Or seem like they been knowing what's going on, but really and truly all credit goes back to the prophets. Okay. So I'm gonna start off with this precept. This Isaiah 24:20. All right, and I'm gonna say this is why this is one of the reasons why the true men of the Lord are hated. The true men of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. All right, the reason why we're hated because we're prophets of doom. Because we, the message doesn't have good news, to the whole, to humanity as a whole. It only has good news for the elect Israelites. The elect Israelites of the 12 tribes, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, who are the 12 tribes, but only a remnant, according to Romans 9:27, all right, is going to be saved. Okay? The Lord not saving all Israelites. He only saving an elect, chosen few remnant, okay, of the Israelites. All right? And the rest of you, you're going to, 2/3 is going to perish over here in Babylon. All right? With the rest of the heathen. Okay? Via those nuclear missiles. So all these movies about nuclear missiles, it will happen. Okay, it will happen. All right. And see, the elites on the left hand side, they know the truth. That's why they're able to push these lies and propaganda. All right, that they push. But they deep down, they and the scriptures say, let me find the precept. Bear with me. Lord willing, it did stop. Okay, we good. Devils. All right. Here you go. This James, okay, make sure we good. This James chapter 2:19. James chapter 2:19. Thou believest that there is one God, thou doest well. The devils also believe and tremble. Okay, so you best believe the 1%ers, the elite Edomites. They know that Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is real. Their whole plan and agenda is to deceive the world, and to damn sure not let try to not let the Israelites come back to their nationality and try to keep them from the truth. Okay, and that's why they literally had a Bible destruction group, and they funded, if I'm not mistaken, billions of dollars, trying to keep this history, this truth away from you Israelites, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. All right, let me go back. Now of course they still devils. The elites, elite Edomites that run the world, they still devils, and they're satanic, and they do their rituals, and they they got their witchcraft and all that there. All right. But at the end of the day, they still know that Yahweh Hashem Yahushua exists. Okay. And they know that the Lord is coming back. That's why they're trying to prepare. All right. And they got their Space Force and everything like that. And they're going overboard, with their witchcraft and everything like that. In places like the Bohemian Grove, if I said it right, where they do sacrifices and all that there, but people think it's a myth. They don't actually think that these elites are, what they call it, getting off into adrenochrome, all right, drinking blood and doing all this weird shit. Yes, these elites, because they're trying to live forever. They're trying to live forever through these these rituals and sacrifices, but also through their technology too. All right. And the Lord, at the end of the day, is all vanity. All right, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shah about to bring them down. Okay. So fast forward, this Isaiah 24:20. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard. Okay, the earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard. Why? Because the nuclear missiles is going to be hitting. All right. It's going to be hitting the earth and causing the earth to shake. All right, and those nuclear missiles are going to be causing earthquakes too. Okay. So it says, the earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it. All right, and it shall fall and not rise again. You know, and also the nuclear missiles is compared to a hailstorm. Okay, in Revelations, and it says, you know, they blaspheme the Most High. Let me get it. All right. Let me see if I can. Blaspheme. Should pop up. It's in Revelations. All right, bear with me. All right, here you go. You know, and this is a parable, all right, about the nuclear missiles. Bear with me. Somebody pulling up in the parking lot, just being circumspect. Okay. So back to it. This Revelation 16:21. All right. Revelation 16:21. It says, all right, and there fell upon men a great hail out of heaven. Talking about those nuclear missiles, those ICBM missiles, every stone about the weight of a talent, and men blasphemed the Most High because of the plague of the hail. For the plague thereof was exceeding great. You see? So, you know, motherfuckers not gonna repent at all. Okay? Okay, and I should have started at 19. Slakia. I'm gonna read 19. And the great city was divided into 3 parts. And the cities of the nations fell, and great Babylon came in remembrance before Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah, to give unto her the cup of the wine of the fierceness of his wrath. That's right. And every island fled away, and the mountains were not found. Okay? So yeah, Babylon, the Great America, is going to be completely destroyed in World War III by the Lord using those nuclear missiles. Okay, you know, and they're gonna blaspheme. Okay, they're gonna blaspheme the Lord. You know. All right. Let me bear with me. Let me see how much time I got. Okay. So this I'm gonna get straight to it, because Revelation 15 and Revelation 20. Okay. John the Revelator, you know, he saw that lake of fire, which is North America, Babylon the Great America, on fire from the nuclear missiles. You know, but in that vision, that John the Revelator, he was standing inside of a chariot, a spaceship, a so-called UFO. Okay, watching destruction happen down there. All right. You know, so we know that John the Revelator, you know, is 1000%, you know, of the elect. Okay. And that's I'm gonna read the precepts first, and you're gonna see how they correlate. All right. Revelation 20 and 14. And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. All right. Second death is that nuclear destruction. The first death was Noah's flood. Okay. The first death was when the Lord flooded the earth. All right. And killed billions of people and only saved Noah. All right. And his sons and his wife and their wives. Okay. So that's the first death. The second death is going to be nuclear fire. Okay. And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. Right. So if you're not of the elect, when the chariots of the Lord come, they're not going to save you. They're only going to save the elect. All right, and leave the rest of the Israelites here to suffer that second death. Okay. All right. And the word hell just goes into a condition that you're in, but also the grave. Okay. And I got a precept on that for Jonah. All right. And also, you can go on my page too, because I got numerous breakdowns on the hell doctrine showing that there's no such thing as hell. Okay. And actually going into where that Greco-Roman philosophy come from. Okay. All right. So this Jonah chapter 2:1. It says, then Jonah prayed unto the Lord Yahweh his power out of the fish's belly, and said, I cry by reason of mine affliction unto the Lord, and he heard me. Out of the belly of hell cried I, and thou heardest my voice. You see? So, and there's numerous precepts like this to show that hell also represents a condition, being in a low condition. All right? And it represents the grave and the condition that you're in. Okay. And like I said, you can go watch my other videos just on that the hell doctrine, proving that there's no such thing as hell. Okay. So let's go. All right. So this Revelation 15:2. Revelation 15:2, it says, and I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire. All right. So this is John the Revelator, and he's standing on the chariot spaceship, and under his feet, he can look through the floor. He's looking through the floor of the chariot, and he's watching everything that's going on below. Okay. And I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast, and over his image, and over his mark, okay, and over the number of his name, and stand on the sea of glass, having the harps of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. Okay, and Lord willing, I'm of the elect number. All right, because only the elect Israelites is going to be standing in those chariots, looking down and watching all that nuclear destruction happen. Okay. It says, and they sing the song of Moses, the servant of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, and the song of the Lamb, saying, great and marvelous are thy works, Lord power almighty, just and true are thy ways, thou King of saints. Okay, so it's going to be tears of joy and celebration on those chariots, being delivered, being delivered, coming out of that great tribulation, okay, and being delivered from those nuclear missiles. All right. So you're gonna have a big sigh of relief. All right. Lord willing, I'm of the elect number. Want to end it and give all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah Ba'ashem Harakak Wadash, and double honors to the elder apostles, great millstone, who rule and teach well, and honors and salutations to the men of the Lord, doing the same and teaching the same. Shalom.